How's it going? So since I've hit 1,000 subscribers, thank you, by the way, thought I'd create a little clickbait. And so here it is, the top 10 worst things about being an RCA. Now, let me say this. I like being an RCA. I enjoy it a lot. It's my part-time job, and I have a lot of fun. I think on a daily basis, it's a very satisfying job. You know, you fill your vehicle with all this stuff, and at the end of the day, you have an empty truck and everything got to where it's supposed to be. You know, it's pretty great that way, very satisfying that way. And I'd also meet a lot of nice people. You can kind of change the way you do things, and I enjoy that. Trying different strategies to deliver the mail faster or, easier, and it just makes it, I don't know, kind of an interesting job, fun job, at least in my mind. But not everybody has a great time. And there are some bad things about it. So I thought I'd make a list. You tell me in the comments what you agree with, what you don't, what should be higher, what should be lower, what's missing. And we'll go from there. So here we go. The top 10 worst things about being an RCA. Okay. Number 10 is working in the weather. So, you've got to go out there no matter what the weather is. It's very hot out. All you've got is that little fan in the LLV blowing hot air at you off the windshield. Not great. The heaters don't work great. Yeah, so working in the weather's not a lot of fun. Slugging packages around in the rain, not a lot of fun. Okay, number 9. Number 9, bureaucracy. So this is something like, for a few years now, they've promised us new mail trucks, and we keep getting delayed because it's government. So, they can't just buy a few mail trucks, right? They have to buy all of them. And so the senator has that to say about it. These states are suing there are states that are suing the post office because they don't want them to have gasoline engines. It's just crazy. The bureaucracy of getting things done. And that's just one instance. There's all these other things. Sometimes when there's a problem, the wheels of justice move very slow in the post office, right? Because it's government and it's a very big thing. So bureaucracy. Number 8, promotion, getting promoted. It's very difficult to get promoted when you are an RCA. The only way to get the full-time job is if somebody quits, is fired, moves on, or dies, basically. Well, or if they create a new route. But it's very hard to get promoted. There are people who have been RCAs for 20, 30 years, and they've never gotten a full-time job. They've never gotten it because the other people just won't quit. They won't retire. So getting promoted can take a very long time. It's kind of frustrating that way as an RCA. Number 7, benefits. So you really don't have any as an RCA. There are no benefits. The health insurance costs more than it does for a CCA or a clerk. You have to pay more than they do. And there's no leave time unless you're holding down like a PTF position or an auxiliary route. Then you get some leave time, but otherwise, yeah, none of that. So no benefits. Number 6. Number 6 is obstacles on the route. So this drives me crazy. Like, people park in front of mailboxes, so you have to get out and give them the mail or hold on to the mail, and then you just don't get mail that day. Sometimes you got to deliver a package and they've got vehicles in their driveway. Sometimes it snows out and they don't shovel their driveway. So obstacles on the route kind of drive me crazy. It's not always the customer's fault too. It could be construction. There's just different things. Drives you nuts though, because you just want to get your job done. Okay. Number 5, dogs. I love dogs. I have 2 dogs myself, but there are some insane dogs on mail routes. And, from stepping in their poop to them viciously trying to attack you, it can be kind of a nightmare. So I have a video about this, but like with dogs, if you're not, if they're friendly dogs, fine. You want to take that chance. But if you don't feel comfortable, they just don't get their mail that day or that package or whatever, right? Dogs can be a problem. Okay. Number 4, bad coworkers. So most of the people I've met in the post office have been great, super people. You meet some of the most amazing people, former military, former teachers. You meet all sorts of people. But there are some people who aren't so great. And I've been lucky in my office, but I've been in other offices where the whole office is toxic just because of one person. Okay. I won't go into details, but some of you know what I mean. Okay. Bad coworkers can make it a nightmare. All right, moving on. Number 3, clueless tyrants. Now, I personally don't mind working under a tyrant as long as they know what they're doing. You know, you want to be short with me when you tell me what to do, fine. As long as you're telling me the correct thing, I'm okay with that. I know I make dumb mistakes, and it doesn't bother me that much. Okay, I've been in the military, so it doesn't bother me. However, if you're like that and you don't know what you're doing, that's where I have a problem. Now, again, I've been very lucky. My office is pretty great, like my postmaster. I've worked in some other post offices where the postmasters are great, the supervisors are great. So don't want to say that, but if you have one of those supervisors that doesn't know what they're doing, but they have that ego where they just have to be right, it can be a nightmare. So yeah, again, not in my office, but some people have this problem. Okay, number 2, hours. So here's a big problem with RCAs. Some people get like no hours. You get 1 shift a week. That's it. Some people only get like an ox route each week. That's it. And then there's other people who never get time off. They get too many hours. You know, they're just always working, and they hate it. So hours is a big thing. There are some offices, if they don't have enough help, you'll be working all the time. If they have too much help, you won't be working at all, hardly at all. So getting the right number of hours can be tricky. So it's one of the worst things about being an RCA is just getting the schedule that works for you. I'm lucky. I took a full-time, I had a hard time getting enough hours as an RCA, but I took a full-time job somewhere else. And now this is just my side hustle. So for me, it works great. A little bit of Amazon once in a while and 1 shift a week. It's fine by me. But for other people, you know, you're working 60 hours a week over at Christmas, and then in all of a sudden in February you're working 12 hours a week. How can you how can you take care of your family? So yeah, hours, that's a big issue. All right, and then finally, number 1, the hiring process. You can disagree with me about this, but it took me, I applied in February and I did not. And I did the interview process, all this stuff, jumped through all the hoops. But yeah, I mean, my postmaster, just an email got stuck in his spam folder, and that's what was keeping me from a job for like a month. But yeah, it can take a long time to get hired. They always say it takes 3 months to get hired and a week to quit. So that can sometimes happen. But yeah, that's part of it. Okay, so if you're waiting to hear from the post office, you're not alone. The hiring now, I was hired pre-COVID, so maybe it's better now, but I have to tell you, again, applied in February. I didn't work a single hour until May. My official hire date was like April 28th, but yeah, that's a long time to wait for a job. And so, they wonder why they can't hire people. Well, they just probably work somewhere else, right? Anyways, that's my list. Tell me what's wrong about it. And you have a great day and hang in there. I really do like this job. I just thought I needed to make some clickbait. So here you go. Okay. See you later.